Welcome back to another episode of the Player Spotlight Show. I am your host, Chris Shanafel, and it's a pleasure to welcome back onto the show. We had him on last season during his junior season, and now we welcome him back on a little over a month after his collegiate career officially ended, and now he's one of the top prospects entering the 2020 NFL Draft. He's a finalist for the Buck Buchanan Award given to the top player in the FCS. He's Jeremy Chinn, defensive back out of Southern Illinois University. Jeremy, really appreciate you taking the time to chat this afternoon, man. How's everything going?
Everything is great, Chris. I appreciate you having me on.
The pleasure's all mine, and Jeremy, I kind of mentioned it to you before we got started, but you've been on the NFL radar, or at least you've been on my radar since probably your sophomore year. It seems like you've really picked up on the NFL radar the last year or two, pretty early on in your career, though, especially for somebody coming from the FCS ranks, coming from Southern Illinois. When was it for you, though, Jeremy, that you knew that professional football could be a part of your future? I know it's probably something you've always dreamed about, but now it's pretty close to becoming a reality.
Like you said, it's something I've always dreamed about. Honestly, it's something I've thought about since I was a little kid. I've always had, plan B or backup plan. And, I still have one, but, it's always been plan A, just, to go as far as this football thing, allows me to, and for it to work out the way that it has is special. So, it's something that's always been on my mind. So, I can't say I've been surprised or there was a point where, hey, it might actually happen. I've always just had that kind of mentality.
In a few weeks, you'll be making the trip down to Mobile, Alabama to play in the Senior Bowl, a huge opportunity for you to show all 32 NFL teams what you have to offer. What was your reaction when you found out that you had been invited to play in the biggest college football all-star game? I know that before the season you were named to the watch list, but then after you put together a very solid, a very successful senior season, Jeremy, you got the invite. What was your reaction to getting that invite to the Senior Bowl, and what are you looking forward to most during that week?
About the Senior Bowl, thank you to Jim Nagy again and the Senior Bowl staff. Getting the actual invite, it meant everything. It meant, a lot. Just being recognized by, the NFL and, important guys up at the top in scouting and stuff like that. So that's obviously a huge honor. It's something I'm very proud of. And I'm looking forward to going down to Mobile and showing, the next level that I compete against. I can't compete against, some of the best guys in college at the highest level. So I'm excited to show what I can do.
And I know some mainstream media have already started picking up on you as a prospect, but I think that's really going to be the week where the media really picks up on you. Not every year is there somebody from Southern Illinois, though, who gets invited to one of these events, Jeremy. Would you say that the small school label that's going to come along with your name throughout this process, is that something that gives you an added chip on your shoulder, or is that something that you might take pride in at all, kind of help putting Southern Illinois, the Salukis, on the map a little bit here?
Most definitely. Just being the small school guy, we kind of get looked at a little bit differently than the Power 5 guys. But, it's always been that way. Coming out of high school, I was 0 stars. I didn't have any FBS offers. So, I've always had the chip on my shoulder, and it's going to be like this for as long as I'm continuing to play football. So, that's always going to be there.
And we're 20 days away from the Senior Bowl game itself, so just a couple of weeks away from that week of practice. Of course, the two teams that will be coaching the game will be the coaching staff from the Cincinnati Bengals, who hold the number 1 overall pick, and the Detroit Lions, who hold the number 3 overall pick. What your schedule consists of now, though, Jeremy? Are you currently training anywhere? Will the combine and pro day training wait until after the Senior Bowl? What's kind of going on? What's been going on this last month and a half since your senior season has been over?
Yeah, basically, probably about 2 weeks after my season was over, I started training. So back in December, since December, I've been training back at home in Indianapolis. And then actually I'm down here in Texas now training with Michael Johnson Performance. So, I've been training. I'll be training all the way up until, the combine time. And then I'll have that week in Mobile in between there. So yeah, I've been training.
Again, we're chatting with 2020 NFL Draft prospect, 6'3", 212-pound safety out of Southern Illinois University, Jeremy Chinn. And Jeremy, it certainly wasn't size that held you back, it doesn't seem like. I mean, you certainly offer a great deal of it. Shed some light on how you landed in Carbondale coming out of high school. What was the recruiting process like for you? Like you said, you were a zero-star recruit, didn't have any FBS offers. How did some of these bigger programs in the country miss out on you?
Actually, believe it or not, it was kind of a size issue. My sophomore year of high school, I was about 5'7", 130 pounds. And then my junior year, I kind of started to grow, hit a growth spurt a little bit. And that growth spurt kind of messed up my hamstrings and stuff like that. So I missed a lot of my junior season in high school, which is a big recruiting year. So, after that kind of hurt me a little bit. So coming back around my senior season, I had a really good senior season. About halfway through that season is when I got my first offer, which is from Southern Illinois. So, ever since then, SIU was the first school, they gave me a shot, and, I couldn't turn back.
Of course, the Salukis play in the Missouri Valley Football Conference, Jeremy, and I've been on record countless of times saying that this conference is better than some FBS conferences in the country. I mean, talk about the overall consistency and competition the Missouri Valley had to offer throughout your 4 years of playing in it.
It's the best conference in FCS football, without a doubt. And you play NFL talent every single week, playing against Dallas Goddard back when I was a freshman, and playing against receivers like from UNI, Doris Fountain, guys like that. So there's talent, week in and week out, NFL talent that you'll see. So it's as good as it gets.
I think it's safe to say this past season, Jeremy, was your most successful one as a Saluki, not only individually but as a team as well. You guys finished 7-5. Unfortunately, just missed the FCS playoffs. You individually recorded 71 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss, 4 interceptions, and 1 fumble recovery. What was it like to put a cap on your Salukis career in that form of fashion? I mean, you came in and it was a struggling program to say the least. Now you're leaving it after its first winning season since 2013. Does that mean anything to you at all?
Yeah, it means everything to me. Regardless of the individual stats and everything, just turning the program around that, went from 4-7, and then 2-9 to back to a ranked program and a winning season. So that right there, that's more than I could ask for.
Absolutely. Again, he's Jeremy Chinn, defensive back, Southern Illinois, 2020 NFL Draft prospect. Going back throughout the years, Jeremy, what would you say was the most memorable moment you had there at Southern Illinois?
My most memorable moment. It's a good question. I don't know, probably a winning season.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Going on a 5-game win streak. Just that whole 5-game win streak was memorable.
And, I want to ask you about head coach Nick Hill. This was a hire that I really liked when he first got hired on a few years back. Again, a little bit of a struggle the first few years. Again, your junior year, you guys finished 2-9, and then to rebound and bounce back to a 7-5 record the following year. Can you just talk about Nick Hill? What he brings, what he offers as a head coach, and are you excited for the future of that Southern Illinois Salukis football program?
Oh, definitely. The future of the program is definitely in good hands with Coach Hill. He's one of those guys where I could just, walk in his office and just talk to him. So, regardless of what it was. So just to have a coach like that, in your corner and on your side, it definitely speaks volumes to the guys in the locker room.
Well, and I got to think, some of these younger guys that are, watching college football, watching these now all-star games that are going to be going on, the NFL Combine, and seeing you, Jeremy, representing Southern Illinois, I got to think that only helps the program as well. So I'm sure that's something that you're very proud of as well. You're a finalist for the Buck Buchanan Award, Jeremy. That's that's given to the best player in the FCS, best defensive player in the FCS. What would it mean to you to win that award?
Winning that award, that would be a really good achievement. Actually, I think that they have to narrow down the top 4 or top 3 guys, but regardless, just being a finalist, being recognized, for the work that I've put in and continue to put in, it's always a good feeling.
I think I seen somewhere Jim Nagy had tweeted out somewhere on Twitter. I think he said that you really first got on their radar, the Senior Bowl's radar, your junior year when you guys played Ole Miss. It was a shootout game, and you guys were right there until the very end, really. But what makes that performance really important was, of course, Ole Miss had a couple now NFL wide receivers in A.J. Brown of the Titans and DK Metcalf of the Seattle Seahawks, and he was pretty impressed with your performance against them. What was it like going up against those guys? What was it like playing in that SEC environment at Ole Miss? And looking back, are those? Would you say those are the 2 best or 2 of the best players that you've lined up against?
Yeah, playing in that game was a really cool experience. Playing in the SEC stadium. That's always really cool. That was a childhood dream. As well, just playing in one of those big stadiums. So. Every time we got the chance to do that, that was always really cool. And yeah, DK and A.J. Brown, those are very talented wide receivers. You can see they both had really good rookie seasons. And back in college, they were, as good, just as good as people said they were. So they were definitely very, very good competition. And hopefully one day I look forward to playing them again.
Yeah, I'm sure that moment will be coming up very soon. Couple more questions for you, Jeremy, then we'll let you go. Really do appreciate your time. For those not familiar with your game, Jeremy, how would you describe it? What would you say are some of your strengths, and what is one part of your game that you would like to continue to work on to get better at?
First and foremost, there's always a lot. There's always room for improvement in every aspect of the game. The strengths and the weaknesses. But one thing I pride myself on is being a good tackler. My ball skills, and just I'm a workhorse. So wherever the ball is, I'm going to get there. I'm going to find a way to get there and make a play on it. So those are things that I pride myself on. That's pretty much that.
And Jeremy, do you think teams are looking at you as just a safety, or I know you have some experience at playing some cornerback as well. I'm sure you're open to just about anything, but how do you think teams are currently viewing you as a prospect? I've heard things from linebacker to safety to cornerback. So, honestly, wherever I'm needed, wherever I can make the biggest impact, that's where I'm ready to play. And I'm sure you're more than willing to play for any of the 32 NFL teams there are, Jeremy. But being here in Illinois, what would that be like to stay in the state of Illinois, to play for the city of Chicago, and to play opposite side of somebody, like an Eddie Jackson here with the Bears? Yeah, that would be awesome. Like you said, I'd be willing to play for anybody. But playing in Chicago, it's close to home. I know a lot of Chicago fans, so that'd be really cool. And final question for you, Jeremy. Really appreciate your time. Let's say we have all 32 NFL general managers. They're listening to this very interview. Why should they want the safety, the defensive back out of Southern Illinois University, Jeremy Chinn, a part of their team? Because you're going to get what you see, man. I'm a four-time team captain. I'm a leader. I take pride in, everything that I do. I love the game, and I love making the people around me better, and I love to be coached. So there's a lot of upside. There's a lot of upside indeed. Jeremy, congrats on all the success, man. It's been a pleasure to watch you over the years at Southern Illinois, and it's really exciting to see some of these opportunities pop up for you, the Senior Bowl. I'm sure you're going to get that Combine invite. Congrats on everything. Congrats on all the success. Very much well-deserved, and again, really appreciate you taking some time this afternoon. Hopefully we could chat again later down the line, man. All right, thank you.